Hey there, good morning everyone. It's a little bit dark out here. So when this video comes out, it'll be about 7 weeks until Boston. This is kind of my 8-week out to 7-week out video. Yeah, I think I'm finally getting over being sick, so I don't have the volume I want at this point in my training, but I'm gonna try and still get a couple of workouts together. We'll start off with this Monday workout, and we'll let you say hi to Khan too. He's the real star. I'm wearing the Hoka Mach 6 today because it's pretty much my best do-it-all shoe, and because I wanted something that wasn't too soft but also had a good rocker to it, because when my calves are sore the way they are now after the weekend's half marathon, then I prefer having something with that gentle rocker. I'm also wearing calf sleeves, which is very rare for me, and that's really more to keep my legs warm because it's about 32 degrees or about 0 Celsius, and to cut down on some of the muscle oscillation on my sore calves, but I try not to make a habit out of it. Okay, so that is about 60 plus minutes of easy running done. Usually on a Monday I would add some strides or some hill sprints to get some neuromuscular work in, but not today. The way my legs, especially my calves, are feeling after that race, I'd be doing more damage than good. So I'm gonna carry on with the rest of the week, have a couple of workouts planned, at least one track workout, and then one road threshold workout. Hopefully I can get them both in, and then an 18-mile long run. So I hope to take you guys on as many of those as I can, and the sun's coming up here, so I will talk to you guys later this week. Hey there, Tuesday morning, just did about 65 minutes easy. Most of that was with some friends because a couple of them are traveling to Tokyo tomorrow, doing the Tokyo Marathon this weekend, so we wanted to send them off. But I did about 65 minutes easy, and then I did half a dozen strides at the end. I like to try and do strides every week, but especially the day before a workout. And instead of doing my workout today, I bumped it to tomorrow, Wednesday, to give my soreness a little bit more time to abate. My shoe choice today was the Topo Spectre 2, which, like the Mach 6, is just one of my favorite do-it-all kind of shoes. It was good to run easy today, but also if I wanted to pick it up a little bit or do some strides, it felt great for that. All right, see you tomorrow. Good morning, it's Wednesday. I just finished my workout, and I was doing 12 by 400 on a paved track, so a road type surface, and I was wearing the very new Saucony Endorphin Elite 2. And normally I wouldn't wear a super shoe for a track workout, especially a 400s workout. Normally I'd wear something more like a traditional racing flat, but I wore this one for 3 reasons. One, I just got it yesterday afternoon, so I was excited to run in it, like a kid in a candy store. Two, I do want to test the Endorphin Elite 2 through an array of paces, from the VO2 max pace that I was doing today on down through marathon pace, even slower than marathon pace. And 3, I wanted to save my legs for whether I'm doing a tempo workout later in the week or whether I'm going to do the park run with Dave this weekend and see if I can get finally a baseline 5K time down. So all 3 of those reasons. I will say from this first workout, it's not a snappy super shoe like the Asics Metaspeed Edge Paris. I wouldn't compare it to that. It's going to be more along the lines of the Hoka Cielo X1 2.0 or maybe Alpha Fly 3 or Cloud Boom Strike. So when I put my super shoe off together, probably next week for next week's video, it's going to be comparing with those and a few more. I was aiming for 82nd 400s today. It's about a 5:20 pace or a 3:20 kilometer, and most of them were around or under that. My first one was 81, which was educational, and then I did a 78, a couple of 78s, and then I was keeping them and then I did an 80, and then the rest of them were all in the 79 to 78. I think my last one was a 77. So I feel like I'm finally almost back to normal after being sick, especially after having raced this weekend. So tomorrow is going to be an easy day. And then if I don't do a tempo workout on Friday, it's going to be the park run on Saturday. See you guys then. Hey there, it's Friday morning. Nothing really exciting about my Thursday and Friday runs. Thursday I did about 55 minutes easy with some friends in Davidson, and I was running in the On Cloud Monster Hyper for that, which is a little bit stable in the heel, but punchy in the forefoot, kind of what I wanted for that day. And today, I'm gonna do maybe 30 minutes with some strides because I'm planning to do that park run tomorrow. And I'm gonna be wearing the Nike Zoom Fly 6, which I've not been wearing a whole lot because I haven't been all that impressed with it, but it's not a bad shoe. So we'll see how it feels picking it up for some strides today. Okay, so during that little shakeout I was doing, I had some company because some of my friends were doing some base miles, and I just wanted part of that and then did my strides. Anyway, they decided to play a little game called Guess Chaz's 5K time for the park run tomorrow. I'll give you the same information I gave them. My lifetime PR is 17:41. I ran a master's PR of 17:43 back in June. Since then, I've done an 18:08 on a fast but slightly hilly course, which if you were following along in October rather, you might remember that. In November, I ran the Turkey Trot in 17:56. So anyway, I think they gave me some fast times to shoot for. There were two Lindsays. One Lindsay gave me a 17:49, one Lindsay gave me a 17:32, which I would be happy if I did that in Boston, honestly. Brad gave me an 18:01. Ashley, well, what did Ashley? I think Ashley said 17:45. Frankly, I think they might have given me some fast times considering all that's been going on lately. So, said all that to say, go ahead and throw a comment down right now without skipping ahead in the video. What do you think I'm gonna run for this flat and fast park run 5K tomorrow? Leave your prediction in the comment and then see how close you are once we get to that part of the video. Thanks, guys. Still very much unimpressed with the Nike Zoom Fly, but we'll talk about that when I do a shoe talk at the end of the video. I'm here at Little Sugar Creek Greenway down in South Charlotte for the park run, which is gonna start in a little while. I'm gonna do my warm-up run as soon as Dave gets here. Yeah, we'll see what I got. This will be a good benchmark 5K for me. Okay, I finally get to try these Brooks Hyperion Elite 4 PB in a legit race setting. Well, park run setting. Yeah, and they feel really good and light and bouncy after doing my warm-up in the Glizzy Max. So, looking forward to this one, finally. Oh.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, doing a workout. All right. Should have joined for the park run. Halfway turnaround. 8:55.
Good job. Good.
17:57. All right, a tiny little park run recap here. So it doesn't matter how flat and fast you can make a 5K course, you can still make it hard if you run hard enough. Yeah, I went out in about a sub 18 pace. I went out and probably on pace for 17:50 or so. I think the first mile was in 5:43, and that was just from glancing at it. I don't do an auto lap or anything. I hit the halfway, the turnaround point, which is exactly halfway. It's a symmetrical out and back. at 8:55 on my watch. And you might say, well, I've got a little bit of time in the bank if I want to try and hit a sub 18, but I was really feeling at that point, because even though it's a flat course, it's a very, very, very slightly downhill trend on the way out and then uphill trend on the way back. However, what offset that was we had a headwind going outbound, and a little bit of a tailwind going back inbound. Couldn't really feel the tailwind, but I could feel the headwind. It felt like at the end of the second mile, really in the 4th kilometer, that I was slowing down, I was dying. I know I could hear my breath and I was sounding awful. Glancing at my watch, I was seeing less and less of the 5:45 and 5:50 minute pace and more of the 6 flat pace, even 6:05 pace, thinking that I was going to end up running an 18:0 something. When I took the last right turn to head toward the finish line, it was like 30 seconds, 40 seconds until 18 minutes. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to let it all out. And yeah, I finished in 17:57, and I was really just going to be happy if I broke 18 today. I was pretty much running by myself from the start because Chuck Engel, who is a very prolific marathon runner, he's been in a few other races I've filmed, he was behind me, and he I think might have finished 30 seconds, 40 seconds behind me, but no one was really near me for the rest of the race. And the 3rd place finisher was close to 20 minutes. Dave finished at 20:14, and that was a Grandmaster's PR for him. He's still trying to break 20. All right, happy with how the Hyperion Elite 4PB turned out today, obviously, but I do think there could be snappier choices for a 5K, all-out 5K race, like the Metaspeed series. All right, that's the park run.
Like the 2, right?
Yeah. And that's my favorite.
I know.
That's my favorite challenge.
I think that's what they realized. Everybody liked the 2, though. That was Sophie's favorite shoe, too.
Yeah, yeah. But I didn't come here to buy any shoes today.
You just happened to be here on March 1st after your run, right?
There is a reason, man. You know.
Hello, everyone. It's Saturday afternoon. It's the end of the week. Well, not exactly. I end my weeks on Sundays, and I'll do a Sunday long run. What are you doing, Con? But for that run, I'm going to be using a shoe that will have its own video feature next week. So I'll just do my shoe talk today. On Monday, I wore the Hoka Mach 6, and on Tuesday, I wore the Topo Spectre 2. Both of these are some of my favorite do-it-all shoes. They're both energetic. I think the Spectre 2 is more energetic, but they're both very versatile. They both have a very nice rocker, and they just keep you going. They can do anything from a workout to an easy run. While the Spectre 2, I think, is a little bit more energetic. I think the Hoka Mach 6 is probably the best value. It started at $140, and it's on sale at most retailers. You could probably get this colorway at least for $110 or $112. And if I didn't have too many shoes already, I would pick up an extra pair of that. But I'm excited to see what they do with the Mach 7 whenever that comes out. Hopefully they don't ruin the shoe line. On Wednesday, I took the Saucony Endorphin Elite 2 out for its first run, and that was a workout. That was the 12x400s. And I mentioned how it may not be best for those VO2 max paces. It was still very fun and very bouncy at those VO2 max paces, at those 12x400s on a paved track. But I think it's going to suit better for longer distances and cruising and bouncing along at marathon pace, half marathon pace, maybe a little bit faster. Yeah, I'm gonna have another video on this shoe next week. I'll have a shoe off and a review next week. On Thursday, I wore the On Cloud Monster Hyper, which I got on sale. It was on sale when I got it because I would not have paid $220 for this shoe. It is well put together. It's a good shoe, but it's overpriced. I usually wouldn't describe a lot of On shoes as stable unless compared to other unstable shoes. But this shoe is pretty stable. The Helion in the rear foot is a pretty firm midsole compound, and the clouds are not all that spacious there. So you really get a stable midfoot to rear foot platform, while you get a little bit of bounce and punch off the forefoot with that injection of Helion HF, the PIBA foam there. And I went a half size down in this shoe, and it fits snugly and perfectly. It also has those sticky laces. There's not really an adhesive, but they're kind of rubberized, so they stay laced up pretty well. But this is a fun shoe for daily miles. I actually was trying to sell it on the Subwell app, and I haven't been getting any bites, so I figured I'd just keep running it. On Friday, I did my shakeout run and strides in the Nike Zoom Fly 6, and I've given this shoe plenty of runs at various paces, and I'm just unimpressed. It's a decent value. The upper is awfully built up for a workout shoe. It fits well enough. The midsole and the rear foot has plenty of energy, but I think maybe the 10mm drop and the stiff forefoot, it just doesn't, I don't get the specialness from this that a lot of people claim to have. I kind of put this in the same camp as, you know, the Boston 12. Everyone likes it, but I think it's okay. It's mid. Lastly, today I raced a park run in the Brooks Hyperion Elite 4 PB. I did my warm-up and cool down in the Brooks Glycerin Max, but since that was only a couple of miles, I don't think I need to mention that shoe. There's a whole nother video on it anyway. There's a whole nother video on this shoe, but I do want to say that having raced it finally, I had been promising I would race this shoe sometime in this block. Taking it for a 5K, I think it performs pretty well at 5K pace, but I think its wheelhouse is going to be more in the 10K to half marathon range. Can it do 5Ks? Sure. Can it do a marathon? Sure, but I think for a marathon I might want something a little bit more under the forefoot, and for a 5K I might want something a little snappier under the forefoot, like the Metaspeed Edge Paris or something. Okay, so that is my shoe talk. I will see you guys next week, and next week's video will be a shoe review, so stay tuned for that. At the time of this video release, I think I have 993 subscribers. So there are 7 of you watching this video right now who are not subscribed. You should hit subscribe and then get me to 1,000. So don't forget your LSD. I'll be running LSD tomorrow, and so can you, by liking, subscribing, and dinging the bell for notifications. Share the video if you want. Leave a comment below if you haven't already left a comment for the 5K prediction. All right, I'll see you guys next week.